Hello everybody, 99 Days. How's everybody today? What do you think? Doing my best Carol Channing impression here. So, how is everyone? We're all doing good here. It's our last night in this place. We'll be moving on in the morning. I feel like a nomad, honest to God. I just keep traveling from place to place. I don't know. But today, Trump decided to take his economic plan to the experts. I don't think that was a good idea. I really don't. Like, his budget that was put forward would spike the deficit by nearly 5 times the amount that VP Harris has in her proposal. Trump's alma mater, Penn Wharton School of Business, yeah, they're the ones that dug through both of their budgets and found that he's going to bankrupt the country even more. 8 trillion was nothing last time. Just wait for it. So anyway, and he says, because he's always said Wharton is the best, right? His kids went there, but they know absolutely nothing about business, apparently. That's what they said on the stand. Oh, we don't know anything about that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I would have said that. I don't know anything about that. And he also said that Wharton is really genius stuff. No, it's apparently not, because there's 3 out of 3 people in your family that went to Wharton. Well, 4 if you count him, but all 3 of the kids and him went to Wharton. He was number 256 or something on the graduation scroll. He wasn't top 10. He graduated top of his class. Like hell he did. But anyway, Trump's Project 2025 plan is to get rid of income tax and corporate taxes and replace it with a consumption tax. Now you figure all them rich bastards out there that hire who? Lower to middle income families and people to work for them. That's who's going to pick up the tab, because they're the ones consuming most of the energy. This would raise 90% of the population's responsibility for programs squarely on lower to middle income families, and raise their taxes by another 10% than they already are. Talk about inflation? Have a good shake of your head there, and be a huge payout to the top 1%, because they're going to rake all that in, because now there's not going to be any corporate income tax. See where I'm going? That was by Stephen Ratner, put that out. Trump worshipped the stock market when he was president and used the day's close to see how good of a president he was. But in the same token, when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's stock market has reached friggin' record numbers day after day since they got in, their record closing days were only because they're anticipating him winning. Not 4 years ago, he wasn't even going to run. Even 2 years ago, a year ago. Yeah, they're trading in hopes that he gets elected. Sweet suffering Jesus. Anyway, he's got this other plan that's going to help people and help bankrupt the country. Trump's IVF hate stance wasn't popular with over 80% of the people that would be interested in IVF or fertility treatments. So now he's totally done about face. And now he wants to pay for everybody's treatments. But I bet you he ain't going to pay for people of color or same-sex couples. I bet she's not going to pay for them. But that's about, we're going to round it up to about $65,000, okay? And for all that's involved. But that's only for, say, we're going to go 2 to 3 treatments is the average. Usually 3. Some people get lucky on the first try, not many. Yet MAGA voted against school lunch programs for 30.4 million students that can't afford school meals. The total for each student is approximately $180 in lunch debt. Now, as of April 1st, 2024, school meal statistics from the School Nutrition Association, the average lunch cost is $2.75 to $3. And breakfast is from $1.73 to $1.80 per student. But they're okay with inflating the national debt for more people than there are a trans population, 1 to 2%. Okay, so all of the births in the 1 to 2% of all births in the United States involved IVF. And each treatment, just for the placement, is between $10,000 and $20,000. Now keep in mind, that doesn't include all the hormone injections and all the other stuff, and sometimes surgery. Doesn't include any of that. Keep in mind that over 4 million babies are born per year via IVF. 4 million babies. At an average of at least 2 to 3 tries, like I said. That's like, let's say, a nice round number, $60,000 per couple. Okay? So let's go to 2% of the population is 7,180,000 women. Okay? So 7,180,000 women times $60,000 is $430,800,000 a year. Are you ready for that? But yeah, let's not feed those poor kids that are already here. I can see giving these people a break because they want kids so badly. Then there's the hundreds of lies he told at the Economic Club of New York. Yeah, he's given his plan to these guys, and when he first come out, they were like, yeah, clapping and everything else, and they're so, yeah, it's Trump, boo, booyah, yeah, let's get this guy going, right? From the time he opened his mouth until he closed his mouth, it was crickets. Nobody said a word, nobody clapped, nobody did anything. And he was pissed because he was only given 30 minutes. He gets out there and he goes, oh, they said I only have 30 minutes, but I'll talk for an hour and a half. So anyway, Trump looked like a ragbag, and he sounded like a funeral director from the turn of the century. You know, something like Ichabod Crane or something. That's what he sounded like. No energy, this. And then Kamala Harris. She was the AG in New York. And she made everybody flee. Yeah, that was the energy throughout this whole thing. When he started talking about like the 65 to 100% in tariffs he's going to put on China, the room, you could have heard a pin drop. It was that bad. There was nothing. Then he went on about Biden and Kamala, on how as AG in California she wiped out the state, and he said that when he gets in, that communism will be part of the past. Will it? There's no... Communism isn't running the United States. It's a democracy. And freedom is the future, he said. Now, I wonder where the hell he heard that from. But under his administration, fleeing is the #1 occupation in California. Ooh, stick it to that liberal Kamala. Stick it to her, right? 8 years ago, he said that he would end the stagnation of the previous 8 years, and that's what we did. We accomplished something that everyone said was impossible. We raised the median household income of $7,000 a year, and even after the pandemic it was $6,400. How was that possible when, say, 75% of the people were out of work and nobody was making anything? When Joe Biden took over, he's the one that got everybody back to work, opened up supply lines and all the rest of it. He had them working 24/7 out there, unloading them ships and getting that stuff moving. That was him, not the Mango Moose Knuckle. And he said, and that was still during the pandemic, honey. The pandemic started in December 2023. Oh no, December 2019. That's when it started to spread. He knew about it January 17th. He did nothing until March 20th. So all those people that died in between, all that stuff that happened in between, is all on him, because he did nothing to stop it, to curtail it. He didn't mandate masks. He could have done the same thing everybody else did. But did he? No, he feckin' didn't. So his whole speech today, he ignored anything to do with the pandemic. He did so good during the pandemic. Meanwhile, you didn't have anything to wipe your arse with. Couldn't buy formula for babies. Couldn't buy Tylenol. You couldn't buy cold remedies for the symptoms of COVID. Because he didn't give a shit about you. because he had the hospital in Washington, D.C. and a full bunch of doctors, and he had the Candyman looking after him in the White House. So, like, he was looked after. He didn't care about you. So that whole speech today was just fudge-packed with bullshit, lies, alternative facts, as Kellyanne says. But yeah, he totally made up whatever he wanted to say, and how he thinks it's going to fly with these guys, because these big economists and stuff like that, he's talking about all his friends from Saudi Arabia that were at that conference today, and saying how all his friends and stuff and all these rich nations, but they don't want me to be president. Why would he say that? Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I might even be back later, but I'll leave you with that. So anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, and please take care of you first so you can look after somebody else. I love you so much, and I love that you just keep hanging in with me. Like me, love me, and share me. Mwah. Take care of you. I love you.